Hey guys, it's Parsifal. I also go by Will, and I am back with another sketchbook tour. I apologize for the lighting. I tried something new with my phone. Apparently the flash or whatever was turned off, and I think that actually affects whether my phone actually emits light while I'm filming, because it's just suddenly gotten brighter since I hit the record button. So we'll see how this works out, and if it looks really horrible, I won't do it again, but I have some questionable lighting. I try and do these things during the day, so I have some more natural lighting, but the sun is not shining in my direction right now. So any extra lighting I have is great. But yeah, I am here with another sketchbook tour. This is another toned sketchbook, and this is actually a Diego Rivera themed covered sketchbook that I got when I went to the Oregon coast with my friends. I saw this in like a little shop that had like its own. It was like a small private business, like mom and pop shop that had a bunch of miscellaneous doodads. And I saw the sketchbook, which was really cool because, as you can see, it has a sparkly cover that's actually like, I don't want to say it's laminated, but you can see it reflects the light. You can see the glare here. And so it's very shiny on the top. And you can see on the back, it's got this orange like backing. I don't know if it's wood or cardboard, but it's definitely really hard. I don't know if you can actually read this, but it looks like it was made in Mexico, and I bought it for about $25. Now, admittedly, I don't know if the actual paper quality was worth that, because I didn't feel like I did anything in this sketchbook that was worth, like, the exorbitant price of the sketchbook, because I have sketchbooks that I pay a lot of money for, and I try and use them to the best of their abilities, but this one definitely wasn't one of them. But at the same time, it's a handmade sketchbook. You can see these bindings are rope, and this thing looks like it was hand, like, decorated and laminated or whatever. I don't know what you would call this. Like, it's not a resin, but it looks like some sort of protective coating on the top. And it glitters, and it's got this really cool brown toned paper on it, which is actually pretty thick. And I'll get into that when I actually go into the sketchbook. But while I don't think what I put in here was worth $25, I definitely support buying more expensive sketchbooks from people who, you know, make them by hand, because it's very good to support, like, small businesses. And again, this was a small business store. So, my notes here. It's 25 sheets, 50 pages, and I started it May 12th and ended it August 18th. And this is partially just because I kind of took a break in this sketchbook during Art Fight. And it mostly turned into a headshot and chibi sketchbook. Oh, that says oops. I thought it said cops for a second because I can't read my own handwriting. The texture on this is actually kind of, it's a very, like, natural sort of, I don't know if I know paper has a grain, but it's got this, like, very natural sort of handmade paper texture. Kind of like construction paper, or, like, I don't know if you guys are used to, like, stone paper, banana leaf paper, like those, like, very recycled paper sort of textures. And this definitely had that. I love this for testing out different sorts of colors on toned paper, and I really like working on toned paper in general because this had just a really nice tone on it. But as I noted here, this texture, it's not very good with erasers. It's not a very smooth textured paper, and it doesn't really take to erasers very well. But I started this with Kazel, and it doesn't really take to graphite well either, but it takes to ink pretty decently. The blacks really pop against the toned paper, as do the whites, but just the grays don't really stand out. And the text says, "You're all stupid, I'm paying for it because I'm the governor." And here, I tried to sketch in pen, and I actually wish I'd done more sketch pages like this in the sketchbook, but it kind of felt like I should be using the sketchbook for, like, tone stuff, even though this is what I really wish I had been doing by the time I actually finished it. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. Tried drawing some cats. I took some requests. I did a lot of pictures of other people's OCs in here, because part of it was partially just that I was working on, like, just, around this point I was just working on trying to expand outside my comfort zone. I was feeling kind of dull with my own OCs, so I tried drawing a lot of other people's OCs, and this is right before Art Fight started, and I really wanted to work on, like, going outside my comfort zone and trying new stuff. These two actually were for Art Fight. As you can see, this is in July. And after, like, this section, and you can see that from the jump went from, like, June 1st to July 25th, so I didn't draw on this a lot for, like, most of the month of June. But these are kind of what ended up having me turn this into, like, a request slash not really my OCs sort of book. As you can see, like, I tried to sketch a body in here again. Like, I wish I'd done more stuff like this, but you can't really see it very well, and I don't know, man. It didn't really work out that well. I think part of this is definitely, like, this is a small sketchbook. It's only about as big as my hand. I don't have exact measurements for this, even though, you know, I should be able to. This is, like, a board here. I have numbers here, so I guess it's kind of, like 4 inches by, like, I don't know, man. Like, that's just 3 or something, or 8. Like, this is like a 4x7 sketchbook, I guess. I don't know if this is actually accurate. I don't know how to use this board. I should, but I'm not a math person. But this is actually a lot smaller than I'm used to, and I did not feel super comfortable actually, like, sketching in this because of the size. I didn't feel like I had enough space, you know what I mean? Yeah, this is more Art Fight, more Art Fight, more Art Fight. And this is when I started just doing some more, like, I tried to do some chibis since I figured it would be a nice size for that. A lot of this is just drawing old characters that I'm revamping or drawing other people's OCs. This is more OCs that belong to other people, more OCs that belong to other people. But this paper is actually relatively thick, and as you can see, like, the color stays pretty vivid on this. It doesn't fade too much with the toned paperness of it. Which sometimes it can be a problem with toned papers, that the ink soaks into it and changes the color of the actual ink. But this one actually turned out really nice, just in terms of, like, holding color. And I like that. This one was because I did this previous page in, not that one, this page in Copic, so it bled through, and I was not in the mood for, like, sketching on the actual, like, bleed page like I did in the first one, which I really feel like I should have, but I just kind of just taped another piece of paper in here. This is actually my OC Cassius, because I've been revamping him. Some more revamping OCs. There's really not much to talk about with this sketchbook besides I used it a lot for experimentation and trying to get out of my comfort zone. And I used it a lot to just, like, draw characters that I wasn't used to drawing. And I think that kind of helped, even though most of the stuff in here is just kind of the same old, but I feel like it kind of helped me get into a rhythm. Mind you, it's not a rhythm that I necessarily want to keep, because I definitely want to keep doing more sketchy work. I actually really like this sketch of my friend's OC Hark. But, you know, it's a thing that I think was probably good for me at the time, because working in a smaller space and just being comfortable with the sketchbook is kind of important too. Like, I don't want to do something where I just don't use a sketchbook for a long time because I'm uncomfortable with it. So finding what is comfortable with this specific sketchbook you're working with is, in my opinion, fine, so long as you're aware of what might be holding you back for the future. And for the future for me, I think I want to do some more sketch pages and actually, like, you know, work on something that has more color in it and that I'm not afraid to use other materials in. But overall, I think this was a pretty fun sketchbook. It was definitely, like, kind of the same old for just page after page of headshot after headshot, but I think it was a decent sketchbook for what I actually used it for, which was kind of just experimenting with different headshots and other people's OCs, which is totally fine. But yeah, as per usual, if you guys have any questions or comments, you can leave those down in the description below, or contact me on any of my social media, which is also in my description. And if you want to support me, I have a Patreon link both in the description and in my end card. If you want to drop me $1 for $1 a month, you guys get access to my daily sketch dumps, which is basically what I draw on the daily basis. Now, it's not like daily as in I post every day, but you will see all the stuff that I draw, regardless of if it's finished or if it goes on my Tumblr or on my DeviantArt, and you'll have access to that there. But yeah, Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you next time. Bye!